So you have the grand idea to create a song with 5 guitars, timpani, strings, keys and synths, with a full choir doing the backing vocals. There's just one tiny problem. You're in a 3-piece band. Enter backing tracks. Some people look down on bands that use backing tracks, but their role is more complex than most believe. They aren't meant to replace musicianship, but to enhance it. They allow you to create an atmosphere that goes beyond what is typically possible for a smaller lineup, without involving more musicians, which can be crucial in the early stages of touring when budgets are tight. However, if you can afford an 8-piece band on stage, then maybe you don't need them. But they still might have their uses. Backing tracks have revolutionised the live music scene, elevating performances to a whole new level. They can enhance the overall sound, add depth, and fill the gaps of silence between songs when it's impossible to be playing. But why are they so important, and how can they benefit your live show? In short, they can make all the difference between a good performance and a great one. And I'm not just talking about the music. When it comes to creating backing tracks, you have several options. You can make your own from scratch or hire professionals to do it for you. Either of those methods will create the most personalised sound for your backing tracks. However, don't be put off if you're not tech savvy. There are online services that can help you create professional sounding backing tracks with minimal effort, such as Karaoke Version. Alternatively, many programs like Logic and Moises allow you to remove instruments from the original track. I'll link them below. These programs use AI-powered algorithms to analyse your song and create custom backing tracks within minutes. They don't always sound amazing, but can get you out of a really tight situation if you're not able to find a track. However, if you want your backing tracks to sound the best they can, I recommend building your own. You will have a lot more flexibility in structure, key, style, and instrumentation, and the overall quality will be massively improved. It's definitely worth the time and effort to get these tracks together. When you've got your tracks, consider running them in stereo instead of multitrack. This will minimize expenses and simplify your backing track setup. You can run the tracks to the left channel and you'll click to the right, or vice versa. But when exporting, be cautious with file types like MP3, as they may cause sound leakage to the left or right channel. I recommend you use M4A, WAV or AIFF files if possible. Running stereo tracks does mean less flexibility and more initial preparation, but it offers greater flexibility when sending the tracks to the front of house. All you need is a TRS to dual mono cable, and you can even run them over Bluetooth. You can play the files on various devices like your phone, a laptop, SPDX, drum machine, keyboard, and iPads, which is ideal for having multiple backup devices throughout the band. Plus, having spare cables on hand is a cheap and easy way to prepare for a possible bad situation. Another advantage is that you don't need a fancy program or software to play the tracks, but you can if you prefer to use them. Personally, I just number the tracks, sort them by name, and then play them using the built-in Mac Preview playbar. It's simple and easy to manage during a gig, using the spacebar to play it and up and down arrows to navigate from song to song. When it comes to triggering tracks, it's important to consider the logistics. Whether you're using a laptop, a drum machine, or a dedicated backing track player, you need to ensure that you can seamlessly trigger the tracks during your performance. I always recommend having the drummer handle this task, as it's most crucial for them to be prepared for the start of a song to get the tempo. However, as you expand, it's a good idea to have the sound technician take on this responsibility. This approach alleviates pressure for everyone in the band, provides full control over the volume and sound from the soundman, and allows for a walk-on track without the need for someone on stage to trigger it. However, if you do still want a walk-on track but don't have a sound technician, consider having a 1 to 5 minute pre-roll of silence before your walk-on song starts. This way you or someone else can start the track, clear the stage, then come on when you're ready to start the show. It will give your show a professional look and make it look really impressive with very little effort. One of the major challenges for musicians when incorporating backing tracks into the live performance is ensuring precise timing and synchronization. If the tracks are even slightly out of sync, it can disrupt the entire performance. Check out my video on in-ear monitoring to ensure that everyone can hear the click in their ears and stay perfectly in time. If you're all on in-ears, I highly recommend adding cues to your track. It's super simple to do, just make sure you add them to the click channel. This is perfect for keeping musicians from getting lost and ensuring everyone stays on the same page. I'll include the cues we use below. When handling your own sound, managing the volume levels of tracks can be a little tricky. You want to ensure that the tracks are loud enough to enhance the performance, but not so loud that they overpower the rest of the band. It will take some getting used to, and optimal levels will vary from band to band and even song to song, so take your time and make sure you get it right. Finally, there's the matter of deciding which tracks to use and when. Should they be used for every song, or only for specific sections? How do you strike a balance between using backing tracks and preserving the raw energy of the live performance? These are all important questions to consider when incorporating backing tracks into your live show, but only you can provide the answers. I recall the time when I first started using backing tracks in my live performances. It was a bit of a game changer. The crowd loved the added depth, the energy and the atmosphere, and it really took our shows to the next level. One particular show that stands out in my mind was when we supported a fairly large band at the time, and our small 4-piece band was able to stand up to their 6-piece band in terms of depth of sound while putting on a great show. We used backing tracks to enhance our harmonies, add some extra percussion elements and create atmospheric intros and outros to our song, and the crowds loved it. The energy was great and it was probably one of our best performances and will stick with me forever. And I don't think of it as the backing track taking control. Using backing tracks can significantly improve your overall quality of your live show. They can help create a polished sound, add depth and energy, and even cover up minor mistakes. It's rare to see a live band not using backing tracks nowadays, and it's easier than ever to create and use them in your performances. So why aren't you using them? Thank you for watching. I hope you now have a better understanding on how to create and use backing tracks for your live band. If you've got any experience or questions using backing tracks in your performances, please share them in the comments below. And don't forget to check out some of my other videos if you want to learn about PA gear or how to set up your own IEM system for dirt cheap. See you later.